And welcome back. Well, there are far too many awful true stories from the time of Nazis and East Germany communism. But today, a more complex portrait of survival and authentic life. In today's Art Beat, host Ryan J. explores the Pulitzer Prize-winning play that's not too much of a heavy history lesson, but a warm and funny portrayal of a unique person.
That's right, Tiffany. Today we're focusing on a play called I Am My Own Wife, written by Doug Wright and opening soon at Milwaukee Chamber Theater. It's about Charlotte von Mahlsdorf, a gender-nonconforming antiques collector who boldly endured two of the world's most repressive regimes. Here with us now is the show's director, Alexander Coddington, along with Jonathan Riker, who plays Charlotte, and more than 30 characters. Welcome to the Morning Blend.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. So, Alex, who was Charlotte, and what is her impact on today?
Yeah, Charlotte was a real person. Was born in 1928 in East Germany. Like you said, survived both the Nazi and communist authoritarian regimes, and did so with real cunning and grace while preserving sort of countless cultural artifacts that would have been destroyed by those sort of fascist regimes.
And brave at a time that was even more restrictive than ever before.
Yeah.
John, more than 30 characters, a one-person show. How do you even begin to prepare for something like that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways to overcomplicate it at the beginning. You start to get intimidated by the scale and the scope of everything. But once you get to know the story and you just get to know who everybody is specifically, it sort of comes pretty naturally. And it's just about knowing the story that you're telling. Yeah.
And there are like 5 characters that are kind of the main characters among the more than 30?
Certainly. There's about 5 or 6 people who are like mainstays who you see throughout the show, and then about 30 more sort of tertiary characters.
And we should say the 2 main characters are Charlotte and Doug Wright, who is the main character, who's the playwright.
But how does that happen?
Yeah, so Doug did a series of interviews with Charlotte in the 90s. And he sort of based the play on those interviews and Charlotte as a character in media and in real life during that time, during the 90s.
Yeah, his original plan was to write sort of what felt like a much more traditional play about Charlotte in her museum, and then as he sort of dove deeper into her story and the complexities of her story, found that really sort of the only way to truthfully tell the story was not just a story of her, but it's really like a beautiful story of a friendship between Doug and Charlotte. Yeah.
And I love Milwaukee Chamber Theater's ongoing commitment to working with local artists. Alex, you've been directing for 10 years now, but how do you direct a show that's a one-person show comparatively to multiple actors?
Yeah, I mean, we're in rehearsal and I'm kind of your scene partner. Yeah. I mean, we're finding everything on our feet together. You know, it's not an actor sort of bouncing off of another actor. It's us figuring it out really in the room together. And putting this show together felt so important right now. We really wanted to approach it from a place of, this is a queer story being told by queer artists. The majority of the team that's working on this play, the majority of those artists are queer people. And so I really want the community to feel like it is a play that is by them, for them.
And before the commercial break, or during the commercial break, you were mentioning how there is some queer history even tied locally to where the space where this is happening.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that, or some other local ties?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think Milwaukee sort of famously has a rich German history, but also has a very, very deep queer history. You know, 8 years before the Stonewall riot, the Black Knight Brawl happened right here in Walker's Point. And the building that we're performing the play in, the Broadway Theater Center at 158 North Broadway, you know, in the 70s and 80s was the Factory, which was a gay nightclub, disco, and bathhouse. So there's ghosts in the building that we're doing the play. Yeah,
I've heard that. And John, what do you appreciate about Milwaukee Chamber Theater and working locally?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. I'm not originally from Milwaukee, but I moved here about 2.5 years ago, and the community has just really welcomed me, and it's been very heartwarming, and it's a true gift to be able to live here and to work professionally as an actor in a sustainable way and to apply my craft.
Yeah, I sort of similarly grew up on the West Coast. And thought that I would come here for college and then leave for New York or Chicago, but sort of started working professionally when I was still in school, and just loved the community so much that really decided to make my living here. Yeah.
I've seen a few other one-person shows before. I always thought they're really intriguing. We know right now Cynthia Erivo, Elphaba from the Wicked movies, is doing Dracula. She's preparing for that with multiple roles over in the West End. Is there a trick to remembering or switching characters? John, you were mentioning you kind of play back and forth off of each other. What's the trickery or the process involved in that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, it's really about knowing these characters, and part of how you get to know these characters is how they feel in your body, what their physicality is, what differentiates them between each other. And so a lot of the preliminary work that I was doing was about finding the little things, the little characteristics about each person that differentiate them from each other. And so once you sort of know what those are intellectually and you can feel them in your body, the changes happen pretty naturally and quicker than you would anticipate them to.
Yeah, and I think a huge aid to that is sort of the script from Doug Wright, which is, as you know, it was a Pulitzer Prize-winning play. It's the only one-actor play to win the Pulitzer Prize, won the Tony Award for Best Play. And so
I remember when it first came out, I was so excited. I'm so excited that you guys are doing it here locally so we can see it.
Yeah, and so the play itself is structured so well that it really has a track that allows you to just go right through it.
And just quickly, Alex, is there something that you hope that like audiences will think about while they're on their way home after seeing the show that will stay with them?
Yeah, I think to be doing this play right now, I hope that Charlotta serves as a reminder that queer people have always been here and that we will always be here. Despite the attempts of authoritarian regimes otherwise.
That's a good thing, yes. We're not going anywhere. We're here. We're here and we're queer, as they used to say, right? That's very good, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm really excited. I just have to testify. John, I've seen you on stage multiple times locally. You are phenomenal in musicals. I'm really excited to see you do this one-person show as a play, too. So tickets, I want to tell everybody how they can get their tickets right now. Milwaukee Chamber Theater's production of I Am My Own Wife opens Friday, January 23rd, and runs through February 8th at the Broadway Theater Center's Studio Theater. For tickets, go to MilwaukeeChamberTheater.org and use the code Berlin for 20% off tickets to the first 2 weeks of performances. Now, back to Tiffany.
All right, thanks, Ryan.